From Arizona to Washington, all the way to Georgia, welcome to the Coast to Coast Catch Up. We're just two childhood friends who grew up together, chased sports dreams, and now live on opposite sides of the country. This podcast is our way of catching up, unpacking real life, and sharing the ride with you. From deep conversations to lessons we're still learning, laughs to life pivots. It's the kind of catch up everyone needs. Let's get into it.
Hell yeah, Cannon. Hell yeah. It is July 29th, man, 2025. We are kind of in the middle of summer, towards the end of summer. I know kids are starting to go back into school, at least here, which is wild to think about. Traffic's been pretty nice. I don't have to get behind any school buses. But yeah, man, how was your last week? You want to sum up what you did last week?
Yeah, so it was great. First of all, it was great. It's been we skipped last week because I was on a cruise. Went up to Alaska, drove up to Vancouver, took a cruise up to Alaska, hit Juneau, Ketchikan, Skagway, and Glacier Bay National Park, which they're all great. Juneau, I think, was it's hard to say, actually. Juneau is the capital up there, and it does not feel like a capital city. I think their tallest building is maybe 3 stories tall, and I think they have about 50,000 people there. But we went on a whale watching tour there, which was spectacular. Basically told us super rare to see orcas. We don't ever see them. We've seen a couple this year, but it's pretty rare. But humpbacks are a guarantee. So they took us out on that tour, and first thing we saw was a big pod of orcas. So that was super exciting. They're having a little orca orgy out in the middle of the ocean, and yeah, got to see their black and white and sometimes pink colors, which was great. Which was cool though. It was cool
why were they pink, Cannon?
You can solve that riddle, Abe. But yeah, it was great. It was super fun. Also saw some humpbacks, and yeah, hung out for the day there. Went over a river that had the salmon run, which was my first time ever seeing salmon running, and it was just super packed, full of fish. There were seagulls hitting them, bald eagles hitting them, and yeah, the salmon are a crazy animal. Then we went to Skagway. Skagway is the old gold rush spot. When they went up to Alaska, that was where the gold was, and so that was more of a historic town, a ghost town, if you will, that's just kind of now running off that tourism that they had at one point. And that was fine. Alyssa's not the huge history buff, so we didn't really stay down in the town to read. We just went out on a hike, went and hiked probably 10 to 12 miles, and put some miles under our legs, and it was real pretty. But to us, I mean, being in Washington, we already have similar landscape. It was okay. But yeah, with the history there, I'm sure that you can spend some hours reading about the gold rush and all that and find that interesting. And then we went to Glacier Bay, which is not a stop on the cruise. It's just the cruise drives into it. I think it's the only national park that you can't reach by car. You have to get there by boat or plane. So that's a pretty special one. Got to see more orcas, humpbacks, seals, a bunch of sea otters. They had they called them rafts of sea otters, which was literally what you would imagine. Not what you would imagine with a raft, but it's like 200-300 sea otters that are just hanging out next to each other, and it looks like just a bunch of kelp out sitting in the ocean. And you get closer and you're like, those are animals, they're moving. And sea otters are actually like decently big. They're like 4.5 feet long. And yeah, there's hundreds of them out there. And then we saw sea lions, seals, bald eagles, and then on the way out we saw a grizzly bear on the coast, which was far away, but it was cool. I haven't seen one since I was like 10, so it was pretty cool to see those again. And then next we went to Ketchikan, which is, I don't know if this is official, but there was a sign out there that said the salmon capital of the world. And it lived up to its name. It had a big salmon run going through the town, and it was cool to just stop. And I'd never really seen the salmon jumping or anything. I got to see the salmon run in Juneau, which was cool, but in Ketchikan. They're actually jumping and going up the salmon ladder, and it was really fun. So, um, and yeah, the cruise was great. Went on a Holland America cruise for the first time. I thought the food was the best food I've had on a cruise, and I thought Holland America was a little older based people, but being in the dead center of summer, it didn't seem that way. It wasn't too bad at all. So celebrated Alyssa's 25th birthday, and yeah, now we're back to work, back to the day-to-day grind. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's a lot to unpack there.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a few questions. So like
Sure.
the Glacier, the Glacier National Park, there you can only get there with boat or was it Glacier Bay? You said
Glacier Bay National Park. Yep.
so. Is that where they like pull the ship in and then basically like do a U-turn and like show you like the giant glacier up against?
Yep.
Up against
Yep.
the ridge?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
There's
sick.
quite a few glaciers that you pass. Some are up in the valleys, some are actually falling into the water. Yeah.
Did you see any? You saw some fall in the water? Was it loud?
It's actually my second time doing this cruise. I did it when I was 10, and that time I saw quite a few fall in the water. And yes, it's loud. It's called White Thunder. But we didn't actually see any this cruise. We heard one. I think it was behind a rock or something. We both looked. I mean, we're already looking, but we're like, "What? We didn't even see it." I think it was just behind a big rock or something. But we got to hear it, but sadly didn't get to see the glaciers calving.
Gotcha. Where does the Alaskan cruise rank? You're a man of many cruises. You've done a lot.
I have done quite a few.
Where does this, and you can group it by area. Where do the Alaskan cruises rank on your cruise list?
Sure. I'm a big animal guy, you know that. So
Yep.
I'd have to put it right up there with the top of them. You're on the boat, and sometimes sea days feel a little slow. I mean, if you're with people or you're having a good time, it's fun. But sometimes sea days just feel a little slow. You don't really have a ton to do. Sometimes you'll have a show. Sometimes you'll have a pickleball tournament or basketball or something.
Yeah.
Which is fun. But it was nice to have an additional. I'm a big animal guy, so it was fun to go look for orcas, look for humpbacks, glance the shores for bear and stuff like that. So I think it's one of my favorite, but it's not the cruise that you typically go on. You think cruise, warm weather, beach, having a good time that way, or it's more you're going to dress up and be ready for the elements a little more. But it's great. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I want so. For those who don't know, Alyssa does vlogs, and like the reels and TikToks, whatever they are, and she's gonna kill me. But like, I never really watched like all of them. I kind of just like, oh, cool, Alyssa's doing like, her reels. It's awesome. But knowing that you were going on it, and then just again, I guess like podcasts, like homework. I was like, oh, like I'm gonna see what Ken and Alyssa are up to. So I watched both the reels that she posted to their full extent, to beginning to end. I was really committed, and yeah, it's just this seemed like a very different vibe. I know this is your second cruise with her, if I'm not mistaken. The first one you were down in Central America, and it was like warm weather, reading books. Another kind of like old person cruise where like you're just like sit in the pool deck, hang out in the pool, then go do like cool stuff on the beaches and stuff. But watching this one, you guys are pretty bundled up. Did you bring your own binoculars? I saw that you had binoculars. I mean,
yeah.
Do you own
yes
a pair
and
of
no.
binoculars? Yeah,
We do. My mom, when she came up, we went looking for orcas up in Orcas Island here in Washington. So she bought 2 pairs of binoculars, and we used those to look around there. And then she was like, "Happy birthday, Alyssa. Well, these are yours now." And so we're like, "Oh, great. We'll take them with us." And so I'm driving up, and it's only like a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive up to Vancouver from where we live. So we're driving up, and we're probably halfway there. And I look over at her, and I said, did we bring the binoculars? She goes, no. And so, lucky us, we have a membership to REI. I think it costs us like $20 or something, and you can return stuff for up to a year once you buy it. So we're like, all right, let's go to REI and buy some binoculars, and we can return them after this trip. And so we haven't returned them yet. I actually have the boxes here in the truck, but
Awesome.
we plan to return those. But yeah, they work great. I had a lot of fun with them, and I definitely recommend the Nikon, the Nikon, whatever they were, 10 by 30s.
Hey, no free ads. We're not going to condone any. Whatever.
They've given something to me. I feel I should return.
Did you decide to go? I don't know anything about binoculars. Did you decide to go with, knowing that you're going to return them? Did you go with a nicer brand of binoculars, or did you still get like one of the cheapest ones there?
REI is not known for its cheapness,
No.
so we just kind of took what they had.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a bit of both.
Gotcha. Cool. That's awesome. But no, for those who haven't seen it, go follow Alyssa and then go watch those reels, because her comments on the pickleball and the basketball were so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys definitely looked bundled up, and I was like, it's not really what I expected. But then I kind of thought about
Alaska.
I was like, it's also Alaska, and
it's not bad at all. We didn't even have real jackets, just sweatshirts.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. Again, so cool that you've went on the cruise last week, and completely opposite week. I was not on vacation. I worked a lot. It was probably one of the hottest weeks in Georgia last week. Upper 90s, super humid. We currently have issues getting power to the house with like Georgia Power and kind of their restrictions and just municipalities. So sweating my hiney off, being on site, early in the morning and kind of late in the afternoon. First full week on site as a quote unquote superintendent, fill in.
Congrats.
So, Congrats. Yeah. super excited about it. And yeah, just got a lot of stuff done. There's a lot that was done. There's a lot of stuff still to be done. About ready to punch out a house during framing, which is one of the more important things. You kind of want to get that right, or else it's gonna set up for failure later.
The fun thing about framing is that I feel like it just progresses so fast. You're like, you have this block, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can actually see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't have the vision to like. I'm getting close. I'm getting closer, but like, hey, the house is gonna sit this far up from the ground, and look like this, and they're just like staring at not even an empty lot, like a lot with trees, and people could be like, oh yeah, like I totally see it, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then then you clear, and then you cut like the base. All have basements here, so like you cut a basement out here, and it's like I kind of see it, but like this is crazy. This doesn't make sense still. And then you pour the concrete walls, and you're like, okay, like it seems kind of small for like a big house. Then you start framing, and you're like, holy crap, this thing is huge. And also like it creeps up in you fast. Obviously framing in summertime is super nice here because the days are long. It sucks framing in the heat, it does, but the days are longer, so you can get more stuff done in the day. And yeah, I mean we've blown through framing, which is great. We're ahead of schedule in that aspect, but man, you think you have time to like do something. It's like, oh, like I'll walk the house, I'll walk this floor and go through the structurals, go through the architecturals and check it all and make a list. And next thing you know, like they're already on the next floor, and you're like, oh crap, I was supposed to do that. And so then you kind of rush to get that done. But yeah, again, I'm never going to complain about a little more work when we're ahead of schedule. So then yeah, the other houses, I mean, we just got interior doors. And we're at the stage where that house is just going to continue to transform literally day by day, with just more stuff coming in and out of that house. So yeah, again, just super excited. I really hope the weather cools down a little bit. I know we're supposed to get some rain.
Any problems arise during your first week? Any conflicts among guys or any of that?
Yeah. So amidst the try to get power to the house, we have to dig some conduit, something that our developer decided not to do. for Georgia Power regulations. So we had to dig some conduit. We had some of our trusted plumbers go up there and start trenching with the Mini X. Had 811 mark it all out. We're good to go. And then it was just really a shortcut. The guy hit the main gas line in the neighborhood within the first 30 minutes. Within the first 30 feet of excavation. Again, this has never happened to me. I never knew anything about it. I didn't know what to do. So thank God, again, trusted plumber, trusted one of our trusted vendors. He's yelling at me. He's like, "Hey, we got to get everyone out of here. I'm going to call 911. Why don't you call, Atlanta Gas? We just need to get this thing, maintained and shut down." And so trying to speak to framers that don't speak any English, calling the lead framer. He's not answering, which was right next to them. Where they hit the main gas line where the leak was at to where they were framing was really, really close. So thankfully I stopped them from driving any nails in anything, putting any spark, just maintaining sparks, not having them plug in or out any cords. It took them a while to actually get out of there just because they weren't going to listen to me. They were going to listen to their boss. And then I saw one of the smartest things ever. I told them, get out of here, just come back in an hour or two. And they rolled their van in neutral off the bottom of the hill. They didn't start it up. And I was like, well, that's pretty smart. And then amidst all this chaos, I'm trying to talk to two people at one time on the phone. I've got a guy from one of our vendors who wasn't supposed to be there that day, pulls up the street, window down, cigarette lit, and it was probably 60 years old. And I remember just I don't get flustered too much, but I remember just being like, dude, you gotta get out of here. It's put the cigarette out. There's a main gas line broke.
Smoking will kill you.
Yeah, and I'm I'm just waving my hands, trying to shut this guy down from going up any farther up the hill. It already reeks of gas, and the guy looks at me with dazed and confused, and nothing for 5 seconds, and then he proceeds to go farther up the hill. And I was like, dude, put it in reverse and get out of here. And he's like, okay. And so he did, and then he just sat at the end of the end of the street where it was at, the opposite side of where it was at. And I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm here for your garage doors. And I'm like, those don't get installed for another 2 weeks, man. Get out, just get out of here. So that was definitely just a fun experience. We have builder meeting. I think this is on Thursday. And then next day we have our company-wide builder meetings, construction meetings. And so they're like, all right, guys, highs and lows for the week. And I was just if you haven't heard it yet, I broke one of the main gas lines in Atlanta. So, but good news is that we were so far away from the line where they marked it that the guy that was digging the conduit will be clear from any fines or any sort of, I guess, actions that could be put against them because it was on the 811, which is obviously good. We don't want to get anyone in trouble or cause any fines. So he was good, and he kind of laughed at it. He had a good attitude towards it after he blew up some steam of what the heck, So, and then to watch. Sounds crazy enough, but Atlanta Gas showed up really quick. Honestly, shout out to Atlanta Gas. They got there within 10 minutes.
No free promo.
Yeah, no free promo, but they had two crews there really quick. Watch them, they cinched it, repaired it really quick. Took a look at it. I was like, yeah, this is poorly marked, and they were really in and out quick. So that was pretty impressive to watch. They beat the fire department, which is I think impressive. So that was kind of my week. Just try to keep my head, on my shoulders, and just do one thing at a time. So hopefully we start. We're planning to dig again this week. So hopefully
good luck. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So never get me too sure. If you ever need to trench something, make sure that you get it marked, and even if it's marked, please, it doesn't mean that's absolutely correct. It's still gonna happen. But yeah, so that was my week, man. It was filled with a lot of chaos, but
a learning experience.
Yeah. Super learning experience.
Good. You'll know something that new next time.
Yeah, I don't know what not to do.
Perfect. So, it's half the battle.
So yeah, so I mean that'll kind of go right into our wins and losses. That was my loss of the week.
So let's come back. What was good about your week? What'd you learn about it?
Like I didn't work at all. I didn't work a ton on the weekend. And so she used to have a Jeep Wrangler, which her dad has now. Got it lifted. I spent 4 hours with them putting on a new front bumper on Friday. And so we had then proceeded, me and I, to take it out off-roading up in North Georgia.
Fun.
And checked out some kind of future campsites for when the weather starts cooling down. So we both really enjoyed that. Unlike Arizona, one, there's a lot more private land up here, but
I'm noticing away from Arizona, that's just kind of how it is. Like Arizona's kind of special in that with how much public land there is, or at least we grew up real close to public land, which was super nice.
And just how good of a job Arizona does at marking all the trails. Like I've done 2 or 3 previous trails up there in my truck, but I did this one. I was like, oh, this. It wasn't until I got all the way to the top of the trail I was like, oh, where this connects to that other trail that I was on, I said, a year ago. Like, and then I was kind of in that position of like, well, should I just keep going and figure it out, or should I just kind of turn around and call it good? So, it was fun. I had a blast. Definitely tried to dig back into it, and still it's not very clear. But I guess shout out to Arizona for having really clear, marked up maps and trail systems. I really think that there's probably second to none in the U.S. of marked up trails. So that was my high. I really enjoyed that. Felt got to some cooler weather, and it was good to off-road again since we did that a lot in Arizona.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Kenna, what was your high? What was your wins and losses?
Going into mine. I think the big one for me, the big win was seeing the whales. That felt very
the killer whales?
The orcas. Yeah, the orcas right away. That was pretty cool. Also on the cruise, I was the 2-time ping pong champion, and so that was a little personal win. I haven't played ping pong in a few years, so felt good to win. And biggest loss was just pickleball, I guess. And Alyssa and I cannot figure out pickleball. We keep trying. I mean, we made it probably second or third rounds, and I don't handle losing very well, and she doesn't seem to mind. So we have a bit of a silent clash. I don't even think she really knows about it, but I kind of fume a little bit. And like you said, she's been making vlogs, and she's like, yeah, we just lost to this mom and her little kid. And what do you think, Cannon? I was just like, don't video me right now, please. And she cuts that out of her video, luckily. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready. I can talk about it. But I struggle with the losing aspect, and I need a little longer to cool down than she does, and she doesn't need any time to cool down. So so that was probably my biggest loss. Just like, really, like, can't just have fun. But I guess playing sports for that long will do that to you. It's kind of how I'm wired. So overall, it was a great week. Had a lot of fun, and Alyssa liked her birthday surprise. Not really surprise, but more of a birthday present. So that's always good when she's happy.
Yeah, for sure. Thank God the male and female brain think differently, because I can only imagine what would happen if you guys were both competitive, super competitive. God forbid you compete against each other. But yeah, no, that's awesome. That's so cool. Again, I thoroughly enjoyed watching the vlog and being like Alyssa would be like, yeah, we won the first round, and Kenna would just be like 11-0.
It was lucky. I'm like, no, it wasn't. We beat them. They did not score a point. It is not luck.
Again, no free shout out to Alyssa, but those vlogs are pretty sick.
She's good at them.
So I guess Actually, this is a great way to segue into our next topics. We were going to talk. We hinted at last show talk about goals. So, Cannon, do you have any goals directed at pickleball with playing with Alyssa for?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Maybe
maybe beat Mac and Michaela one more time by the end of the year. And yes, we play every Wednesday. So probably 5 to 10 games every Wednesday we play. And if we could get 2 wins by the end of the year, I think it might be a success.
Yeah, I think
they're considerably better than us at the point, but maybe we'll sneak a couple wins in. So yeah, that wasn't a goal I wrote down, but now that you mentioned it, maybe I'll have to work on that one.
So we've got 4 categories here. We've got 2025 end of the year goals, 2026 end of the year goals. We've got our goal by the time we hit 30 goals. Goals when we turn 30, we turn it a day apart, so that'd be easy to keep track of. And then goals that are 10 years plus from now, and what those look like, and kind of go through them and how they're different, how they're similar. And then even actually back to pickleball, you guys should really invest in a tripod and maybe videotape some of your pickleball matches.
I don't know if you want that, but talk to Alyssa about that one. She's the videoer.
I'm gonna call Alyssa right after this. But yeah. So hey, while you think about your pickleball goals for the end of the year, my 2025 end of the year goals. This one started one of them started in March, which is less screen time. I know we're staring at screens right now, but screen time would be in entertainment and just the phone. As a PM in my previous role, I spent a lot of time on my phone making calls, looking at emails on my phone. I definitely use my phone differently now, which if I'm using it for work, I'm not going to complain. But I think you and I have been kind of similar, where we'll like delete social media, we'll get it back, delete certain apps, get it back. So like Mina got me the Brick, which I'm sure almost everyone's seen on like Instagram ads, where you like tap your phone. It's basically like the screen time app that Apple has, but like better. Like you can't like click 2 more buttons and go into that app or give you 5 more minutes. Like I put it right in front of my door, so I'll go to work, I'll tap my phone to it, hit a button, and it turns off all the apps. I basically make my smartphone a dumb phone, where I have email, call, text, photos, camera, timer, and a couple other apps that I use for work. And then I'll go to work, and I can't use any other app at all until I come back home and I tap my phone to that brick. It's like 2x2 inch brick, which is awesome. It's been it's hard for me to look at my screen time on my phone and kind of digest what I'm using it for.
Sure.
But I know, my brain is just wired to, just out of habit to like, open my phone and go to Instagram, or open my phone and go to like text messages, or go to my phone and go to, whatever I'm using. And so to see that and I can't go do it, it's like, oh man, I'm bored or whatever. It's cool to see that block, and it's crazy to see your brain just subconsciously do that. So that's been a big help so far this year.
I haven't heard of that brick yet. I know you said it's all over Instagram. I actually deleted Instagram.
Probably, exactly.
Probably 8 months ago or so. I still hop on it time to time, just like I actually use Safari, because I felt like I got lost in the reels of Instagram. And so I was just like, I don't mind Instagram, but the reels, just like, I just feel like I'm like, oh, just one more, and then the next thing I know, it's 30 minutes has gone by. So I deleted it, and then I sometimes log on through Safari, and the reels load really slow, if they load at all. So that just helps me be like, all right, it's too slow, like this is annoying, and then I won't spend as much time on it. But Yeah, that block. I've never heard of that. That's seems interesting. And it just
Yeah.
what pulls the apps off your phone or locks them or
Yeah, so like you'll download an app and you have two options. You can restrict certain apps, or you can only you could choose apps that you can only use for that period of time. And so I chose the ones that, hey, I only want to use, X apps, and restrict all the others. And I just chose like, I think there's 10 that I need to do to get through my day, without any interruptions. You got to be careful because like say you get rid of photos, like
right.
you restrict photos, and it's like, hey, can you send me this photo? It's like you're gonna have to wait. You have to wait till I get
Yeah.
home. They're gonna be like, what do you mean? but
Yeah, right.
but yeah, and so that's the way I did it. So it literally turns my phone into a dumb phone.
Yeah.
And you see the direct results of like my hands and
So
my subconscious wanting to go back to it.
sure. So you say you want to improve that by the end of the year? Like what else can you do that you feel you're not doing already? Or
I would
is
say,
that already the
so
solution?
I've had it. I got it for my birthday. I've had it set up since the beginning of June, beginning of last month.
Okay.
The habit of leaving I put it right on my door because like it's no great. It's like small. It's like a 2 inches by 2 inches, but like it's right in front of me. So like if I could just get in a better habit, I'd say I do it like 3 out of the 5 days. Just because either I forget about it or it's early in the morning and it's not the first thing I think of. So like, or I'll think about it when I'm like already down the elevator and it's like, I'm not gonna go up and go back and do it. Like I'll be fine. Um, so just getting in the habit of hitting it and tapping it and turning off all those apps. But then like I'll come home and spend time like doom scrolling or brain rotting, whatever the kids saying, like and spend more time on there. So just like coming home and being more productive of hey, like I'm gonna put the phone away and be intentional over tasks that I've wanted to do that day. Like it typically my phone gets away with a lot of chores, like push off laundry for a couple, like almost I come home and I untap it. I have use of all the other apps, but almost tapping it again and being like, all right, like this is like a chore setting, and it's like, all right, like I'm just gonna get a bunch of chores done because I'm not the type of guy that like I can't just go do like one chore and like one time. Like I have to. I'll just get in like, all right, I'm gonna do the dishes. I'm gonna clean the entire kitchen. I'm gonna do all my laundry. I'm gonna clear the bathroom. I'm gonna sweep the house. Like I'll just do it all. Like I hit a point and it's like, all right, I can't go any farther. So
Yeah.
like I need to clean
It's
everything up,
time.
and then I'm not the type of laundry day is Wednesday, and then dishes. I mean, I clean the kitchen basically every time I use it, but there's times where I don't. So yeah, so that's the main thing is just I'd say I've started a habit. I haven't built the habit. And then how that habit looks after after work, right? And do I need to make um a setting for like at home? But like back to your point, like I think social media is such a good it can be such a good tool, but it can also be so like I say detrimental to like people's lives. And I think it's
Yeah.
a really fine
Become
line.
a crutch. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
yeah, something you're blocking actual time out of your life to do something that really doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything to you when you look back at it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
that's a good one though.
that's kind of my answer to like, hey, there's got to be some sort of middle ground here where I can still have social media and use it as a tool, and then like because I think it's great. I'm able to keep in touch with all my friends and family. Like I went a while without social media in high school, so so yeah, so just managing that and seeing where that goes, and that's to the end of the year, and then I'd probably do it again for another year and see where it looks like after that, and I want to kind of go forward in my views of social media after that. You want to go? We'll go every other one. So what
Sure.
end of the year goal do you have for 2025?
Yeah, I'd say a big one for me, kind of just starting this job and making decent money, kind of for the first time in my life. Well, I guess I had a little stint where I was making decent money when I took that off year, but I just really wanted to get into investing, and I construction's all right, but I don't know if I think football spoiled me. Um,
Yeah.
I loved football with everything in me, and I was passionate about going in, and if I had to stay late, I didn't mind, and I just don't really feel the same way about work, and I think I'd like to feel that way, or at least interested about what I'm doing. And it's not that I'm not interested in it; it's just that I don't have, with football, I would spend my time researching other football things, like continuing to learn about that on my own without, um, having to be paid to do that. And with construction, I don't know if I feel that same passion when I come home. I don't, look up uh, how to work this type of concrete or any of that. And so it's just not totally hitting that spot that football did. And so, um, with that being said, I don't think I want to work, for forever or do that forever. Um, and there's a few options. I can stop working and find something else that probably pays a little less and um, go that avenue, or I could, continue to invest. And uh, right now, I'm in a good situation with good making decent money and uh, splitting rent. And so I've really been trying to hone in on investing a certain amount. I don't really want to disclose that over this, but I could tell you at a different time. But there's a certain amount I want to hit for how much I've invested over this year, and um, yeah, it's kind of been my main focus. I'm a math guy, and I like working out if I could tweak this, I can um, get to this number, whatever. And so it's been a fun little mental exercise I've been able to do when I'm at work. But yeah, I'd like to continue to learn about investing and continue to put that certain amount of money in that I want to have by the end of 2025. And so I'd say that's my main one. I've also flirted with the idea of hunting. I don't know, it goes through waves for me. I'll talk to someone and get really excited about it, um, and then it's like I don't know, like it's kind of a two-way street for me there. I don't necessarily have anyone I'm very close to that hunts, and so I don't know. It'd be nice to um, have somebody that I could kind of go with and see, like, do I really like it before I invest in all the gear and all that. And Alyssa and I have been into camping and stuff lately, so I have the camping stuff and all that. But as far as the weapons and the knives and um, all that comes with it, I don't know. It seems like a big investment, and I think I would like it, but I'm not really sure. So not really sure what to do about that. And yeah,
I think
you want
you
to
and I,
go ahead?
I think you and I are in the same boat with that hunting. Like I'm probably a little less on the fence with you. I would totally get into it if I had the opportunity. I just think it's hard to make that opportunity, and I almost want to do like a dry run before I jump into it. Like I'd want to. CJ, one of our friends, like he's pretty big into hunting. You've got to have a handful of friends up in Wisconsin that a decent
Yeah,
amount. But like,
no, definitely.
yeah,
Nobody close to me right now is what I meant
yeah.
by that.
I almost want to
Yeah,
just like hop on CJ's back for like a couple days and be like,
right. No,
where are we going, man? Like, like not even hold the gun, like just kind of be there and
right.
or something to happen, right? And I think I would enjoy every aspect of it. But it's not something that and I could just be, not have the knowledge of it, but like I don't think it's just something I could jump into like out here in Georgia. Like I remember like I moved out here and it's like, oh, like I want to go like duck hunting when I come out here. And it's like, well, you don't have a gun. It's like, all right, well that's problem number one. And it's like, again, everyone has private land out here. The last thing I would do is like go duck hunting on someone's land. Next thing you know, I'm getting shot at, and and then that's
Right.
not gonna end well. So like I don't know how tags work. It can't be that complicated, but I don't know how it works. And so I'm sure I could chat GPT something, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm
still
look.
fun, but I need to like hop on someone's back and for a couple days and figure out how to do it.
Yeah, definitely. No, that would be nice. But yeah, I've looked into it a bit, and it's Arizona is like a raffle, where here for elk you can just go buy an over the counter tag, which seems like a good opportunity to get in on it. And so I don't know. I've been flirting with that. But anyways, let's get into the 3 year. Or sorry, not the 3 year yet. Let's get into the 2026. What
I
do you
got
want to
one more.
accomplish next? Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
I got one more that you're gonna like. I don't want to finish it because I don't know how long it is. I know it's decently long. I'm gonna start getting scuba certified this year.
Okay.
This one's pretty
You
random.
better hurry up.
This one's pretty out of the box.
It's not getting any warmer.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get scuba certified because I feel like it could open a lot of doors, and also like
Yeah, definitely.
I've always wanted to go scuba diving, and I couldn't stand the day of like, hey, like you want to go scuba diving? I'd be like, yeah. It's like, well, are you certified? I'd be like, no. It's like, do you need to be certified?
True.
It's like, yeah. So
That's true.
yeah. So I want to throw out there. I'm going to start the process of being scuba certified this year because I
That's
know
a great one.
once I start it, I know I'll finish it. But I've just got to start it this year. And you got a good point.
That's
I don't really want to buy a wetsuit, so maybe I should start that sooner. But yeah. So
No, that is a great one. I've had that wrote down for longer than I wish.
I figured you were gonna like that one. So I wanted to get that
that's a great one. That's a great one. I think Alyssa and I might have even wrote that at the beginning of the year for us. We have not done that.
Yeah. All right. So hey, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Well.
Yeah, I might have to write that one down as well.
All right. So hey, end of next year, 2026, end of year goals. What you got? What's your first one?
My first one, I guess not really a goal. It's kind of something that's going to happen and something I'm excited about. Getting married. Alyssa and I are planning to do that and make some pretty big life changes next year. I think another goal is to buy a house back in Arizona. So that's another big one. So, figuring out what we can purchase, what kind of job I'll need with, what kind of pay, and to continue hitting some goals we have with investing and stuff like that. And so that's the main one. We getting married and moving back to Arizona is a big goal, and I think we'll be able to accomplish that, and we're working towards that right now. So that's the big one. How about yourself?
All right. Before that, two small questions.
Okay.
You said you told me, I don't know if you told the podcast. Wedding on the beach. Is that?
Yep.
Does it seem like Mexico is the one that makes the most sense? Or
Yep. It's looking like Puerto Vallarta in April will be the. Yeah, you like that one?
I mean, yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
Whatever.
Yeah,
so Puerto Vallarta in April is what it's looking like. We don't have really anything. We've gotten some bids back, and we don't have a date or even a location yet. But it's looking like the place we like the best is some place in Puerto Vallarta around April. So should be fun. Definitely excited to do that and spend some time down there with all the people I love. So it'll be great.
And then when you say buy a house in Arizona, what are the conversations like with Alyssa? Is there a place that you've narrowed down? Is there a place that you're leaning towards? And I don't want to ask, what your price point is, but like,
no, you're good.
Being from Arizona, like, where are you looking at, and how are you looking?
We haven't even started looking yet. We kind of wanted to enjoy it up here and not rush into too many things. So right now our main planning focus is on the wedding. And I think we'll, use the end of this year to kind of get that figured out and get all the edges ironed out there. And then at the beginning of 2026, I'll start looking for jobs, start looking at houses, and kind of, give ourselves some time to find some stuff. I don't want to rush into a job or a house. And so I think the job comes first, start looking for that. And then, we can move back to one of our parents' places or something for a little bit, if need be. But it'd be great if all that could line up, but obviously that would be tough. Alyssa is working online still right now, so that does ease that a little bit. We don't have to line up two 2 jobs and a house and all that. So there's flexibility in it, and
Yeah.
like I'm living with Mac and Michaela, and they were already living out here before us, kind of taking the whole rent, and we came here, and now we're splitting it, and so they're happy to take the rent back when we leave, which is a super nice situation to be in, right? We don't have to break a lease or anything, and make a bunch of things line up. So we're pretty flexible with everything right now, and the right thing that comes to us, we'll find it and go that way. But as far as where we're looking, I don't really know. I haven't even really looked too much.
Yeah.
I've glanced at some houses, and it seems like there's some decent houses in the $400,000 range, which isn't terrible.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not sure. But we don't know where the housing market or anything will be in a year from now anyway. So just to kind of take in the mental reps and all that right now. But I the main thing is trying to figure out the wedding at this point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are in a really good position of like, you have 2 parents, you have 2 families down there. They're not really planning to move, and you guys have done the whole, back and forth from them. And yeah, again, just not rushing anything, I think, is kind of the key. But you guys are pretty driven people too, so that's awesome. One of my goals for the end of 2026, it just kind of go back on the financials, is I want to have 2 streams of income. I know a lot of people talk about like the passive income, obviously like investments and stuff, but I make decent money, for my age group and all that, but just to have another stream, right, another source. I see a lot of people that are older than us, quote unquote successful people. They're pretty diversified, not just like in their investments, but their incomes. So just been exploring that. I obviously picked Mina's dad's brain a lot on that. And so I think this year, by the end of this year, it'll be kind of one of those ones where I'll figure out what I want to do. And then I think next year will be, just building that, while I have time before kids and all that kind of stuff. All
right. Don't think about this at all. Just fire off. What are your top 3 ideas? Fire them off.
AI.
Crazy.
I think
AI.
Rentals.
2.
It's easier to get a rental than a house. And then 3, even just something simple like ATM routes or vending machine routes.
Okay. Gotcha. Have you ever like what amount of income are you trying to get out of this? Is this something that you could get out of a dividend stock, or
you obviously, I look for 2 things. I want to be able to scale, not to like get rid of my job, but like to scale it, and not if it's something that I'd rather put into the S&P 500 and make more money, then it's not really worth my time. But like at the same time, if it's something that obviously takes a lot of work and is kind of minimal gains or losses, and then can scale, that'd be awesome. I'm not looking to scale and quit my job anytime soon. But if certainly want to
build something on the side.
Yeah, just like,
no, I like that.
When I think of like money, right, it's just, to me, it's about, you can pull 2 levers. You can either save more money or make more money. And so as much as I can pull on those chains on both of them at the same time, kind of the happier I get, or the more satisfied I get. Not that money can buy happiness, but it just makes me feel a little bit better inside. So yeah, that's kind of my next thing. Is I know a lot of people talk about it, but definitely a goal just start, and really spend kind of that whole year kind of giving it my all. So
yeah, that's a good one, and it'll be fun to follow along with that. And I think it'll be a good one. I'm trying to explore that myself as well. I'm taking the avenue of building the base with some ETFs and stuff like that with my investments. But yeah, I'm searching for the same thing you are, and um, yeah, even a second job. I've picked up reffing, which has been great, and
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed that. And maybe that's something you could do with your golf background, something like some personal
Oh yeah.
training, or there's
I've
money in golf. So
a lot of money.
um,
There, caddying. I've looked into caddying.
yeah,
It's really, you got to be really well connected to be a caddy out here. Not that I'm not still trying, but something on the weekends would be nice. I'll always put my hands up and be like, hey, anything to get into golf. And there's a
yeah,
lot of wealthy people that play golf. So if you want to,
right,
probably a good
right.
thing to
No,
be
and
around.
just
You'll be
throw out
fine.
flyers at the
Yeah,
local course or whatever, and
yeah,
see what happens there. But obviously, that's harder to scale and all
yeah,
that. But yeah, if you find a place to take that money and invest it, and then all of a sudden that's passive, even though uh, you know
yeah.
it's not
Sure.
necessarily that straight income in your pocket. It's something that'll become passive over time, and yeah, who knows?
I certainly
It'll be
won't be
fun to
shy
follow
about.
along.
Yeah, I certainly won't
Yeah,
be shy about it. I think
yeah,
if I did find a way to scale to an amount of money that would, would replace a job again, I don't think I would quit my job, but I definitely would like. I definitely would like tell like my friends. Like I
yeah.
don't
No,
know.
it's a working progress, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight, and I think
No.
that's a good idea to try to keep what you have with your main job, and then try to build something on the side. And if you've ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's kind of the whole
Yeah.
philosophy is work to build yourself. The only person that's looking out for yourself is you. So if you can start to take your main job and work on yourself on the side until that side thing can overtake your main job. So
For sure.
yeah, and ultimately that what I was saying with that earlier is just that'll buy freedom at some point, and um, that's kind of what we all want with money, right? Is just to have the freedom to do what we want. So
That's kind of the idea.
yeah, it is.
All right.
All
Get
right,
any other?
I'm good with 26. Wait, I'm pretty sure I'm good with 26.
I've got one
Um,
more. I've got one more.
okay,
So
go ahead. I could add one as well now that I think
okay.
about it.
Okay. I at this age and being where I'm at, I have a hard time seeing everyone. A lot of our friends are either Washington, California, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Arizona, Charlotte. So like then family. So like I feel like I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions. And recently, oh God, when was it? March, April, March. I organized a trip with a bunch of my golf roommates and friends in college. And it was a blast. So my 2026 goal is to organize a trip for as many people as we can get. I truly think the bigger the better. But like of our friend group, again we're expanding. We have a lot more couples in now. I remember talking about this with Alyssa like 3 years ago in our house. Like how fun would it be to when we're this age and doing trips together, and we were talking about it, and now, believe it or not, that time has come to the point
Right.
where I really don't see our friend group a whole lot. So I do want to figure out. I know weddings are actually, now I think about this, your wedding will be this year as well, but just figuring out kind of a time and place, or organizing an event, whether it's yearly or bi-yearly, where we can all kind of get together. Because I did figure out I'm going to Arizona for Thanksgiving this year, but like New Year's is looking pretty obsolete for us. I don't think we're going to be heading out to Arizona. And actually, Arizona Thanksgiving will be every other year, because it sounds like I'm going to be going to visit my family for that as well. So when you kind of start, you only have a certain amount of trips a year. They're trying to get spread out more, and me and I are splitting holidays now. So I just want to kind of prioritize, the friend group that we have, and
Yeah.
and organize something, whether it's every other year or every year, but just to see if we want to get everyone in the same room. So
Yeah.
that might
No, that's
that
a
might
great
be
one.
that might be your wedding that year.
Yeah. No. Right. I think it's a fun time we're in, because I do think we'll have those excuses to all get together with those coming around. And we had Alex's last year, and mine will be next year, or Alex's this year.
No,
It doesn't
not
matter.
true.
It doesn't matter.
It was last year.
But yeah, it was close. It was within the last 8 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. You're right. It is sad that we're all moving away, but also it is cool to see where everyone is in their path. And um, yeah, I would like to get closer with everyone again. And this is a small part in that, and I'm thankful for this and between me and you. But maybe we could start branching out and having some new people come on and some future episodes.
For
I think
sure.
that would be a fun way to do this.
I could just imagine like how we kind of grew up going to cabins and all that stuff. I can imagine kind of a big house with
Yeah.
anywhere from 10 to 20 people, literally.
Yeah.
All kind of just getting together. And again, it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be, elaborate, planned out. But I think we all just got to get everyone in the same room, a certain amount of times,
Definitely.
a year, every couple of years, and just kind of catch up. So
yeah,
that's,
yeah, definitely. That's a great one. Yeah, well, 2026. That's when you're figuring that out. Great.
yeah.
Look forward to it. See you there.
Yeah. So Ken,
All right.
when's he winning again? let me
Yeah.
organize it for that.
Right. I'll organize your goals this year, I guess, or
Appreciate it.
2026.
Appreciate it. All right.
Okay, so let's
goal.
move on. Yes, to the 3 to 5 year goal, or let's knock that.
30.
Let's go to 30. By
Yeah.
30, we want to have this, or at 30, we want to have this. You want to go first with this one?
No, you go first.
Okay. All right. So right now I'm 25. Within the next 5 years, I will be married. I will have a house, and I would like to have a kid. Weird to say out loud. It does seem awfully close now that I think about it, but I don't want to be the old dad and not be able to run with my kids and all that. And so I think I'd like to get started with that and get the first one out of the way. No, not out of the way, but get the first one down and start to experience that. I had a question. Mac hit me with a good question the other day when we were driving around for camping. He said, if money wasn't a problem, what would you be doing right now? And I was like, I think I'd be doing what I did last year, which was, going to Europe, playing ball and enjoying that and traveling because, that checks a lot of boxes for me. He's like, well, you have that opportunity still. Why aren't you doing it? I was like, it's a good question. It's like, why am I here? Other than, that's what people say I should do and whatever. But I feel that if I was to continue doing that, I would be putting off being a dad and putting off other things I do want to accomplish in this life. And so as easy as it is to answer that with money not being a problem, it's definitely hard when you do have to save for a house, you do have to save for kids and all that. And so kind of a sad realization to come to where it's I'm kind of giving up basically my dream life. I'm not giving it up. It's a give and take, right? I'm losing something in the immediate future to give myself an opportunity down the road that I definitely want to experience and all that. So that's definitely something I want to get started on and build a family with Alyssa, and I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think, Mac really just hit you in the nuts with that kind of question, but like, I think you're kind of closing a door to a dream while opening another door in the future for a dream, right? Like
exactly.
You're trying to take it like it's easy to look at it kind of in not in a negative way, but like kind of a sad way. But like, it's like, hey, this is kind of the next dream, right? And that next dream takes some building, some planning, which is exciting. I remember last year at Thanksgiving, one of our gatherings, Alyssa hit me with some sad knowledge of like, oh, like we'll have kids like decently young, and I was like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, and she kind of told me kind of a similar age to what you were saying, and I was like, oh crap. And she was like, well, sad to say too, like our kids, might not be like super close in age. And I was like, all right, well now you don't have to start like piling this on. Because everyone has,
Right.
I never thought it through that everyone was going to have kind of kids at different ages. Because again, that's a big step. There's a lot of stuff that goes before. Not everyone aligns. Even if we all aligned as friends, like the wives might not align. So like,
Right.
there's a lot of different minds that have to cultivate and think the same thing to get my reality in my head that I thought was going to happen, where we were all just going to have kids at the same time and they're all going to be best friends. And then she hit me with that, and then I got instantly sad and like that's a good point. Like I live in Georgia now, and like if you guys have kids at this time and I have it later, but like they're gonna be like years apart, and then
Right.
and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of wild. And so yeah, again, there's just a lot more planning and thought that kind of goes into this kind of stuff. And it's not exactly fairy tale land where where you think it's going to work out some way, and then you kind of
Right.
a year goes by and it's like, oh, that's not how this works. Yeah,
Yeah.
but super cool, still very exciting. How
It
old
is.
was how old were your parents when? Yeah, you're the firstborn.
My
So
dad
how old
was
were your parents?
27.
27.
Yeah, and my mom too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
They're pretty
So,
similar age too.
yep, within a day. So,
That's kind
yeah,
of crazy.
it is crazy. It is crazy to think that they're yeah, pretty soon they'll be on the earth with me longer than they were without me. So that's a weird crossover there.
Yeah, that is a weird crossover.
Yeah.
I remember it's yeah. I remember my mom always said that. It's like I've been with your dad more than my parents. I was like, that's weird. That's How's that even possible? But no, your parents. I was wishing you said that your parents were like 30 something when they had kids, because like your parents are very youthful. Obviously your parents take good care of themselves, but after hearing 27, it's like, ah, dang it. Like, and they take care of themselves. Like,
Right.
man,
Yeah.
maybe I should have kids younger at a younger age.
Yeah. Right.
But no, I think that's a question that people really haven't thought a whole lot about yet. I know a lot of people, it comes when it comes, but at the same time, some people plan it, some people aren't even thinking about it. Again, just a very precarious age of 25 where truly anything can happen.
Right. Some people
So
have kids that are
yeah,
7 somehow. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is funny the age we're at and the different stages we all are at. Yeah, so
Well, yeah,
give me your first one. What's that one kind of hit heavy.
yeah,
Heavier
no,
than I thought.
complete again, just a true, a true, completely opposite from what you're saying. It won't be when I'm 30, but Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is where I was born, where my parents live, they have the 70-mile Ironman,
Yeah.
which is a half Ironman in June.
Okay.
And
So you want
so
to elaborate real quick? What is 70? So
it's a
half mile. So
it's a half
13.1 running.
Ironman. Yeah, half marathon running. It's 50 something miles on a bike, and then 1.2 miles swimming.
Okay.
I've really danced around the ideas ever since being done with golf.
Yeah.
For college, I'm not a big gym guy. I like being outdoors, and I've got to do something to stay in shape, get in shape, whatever you want to call it. And I really danced around the idea. I really enjoyed my time not working out and not taking care of myself. But again, I do love the way that we were kind of raised, and our parents were in pretty good shape. And not that I'm thinking about kids, but like when it come that age, I want to be able to, I don't want to be like, I can't do that because my knee or whatever. So I told I'm telling myself now, said, hey, you've danced around this idea. There's really no better way to hit 30. I know people are scared of that number. I'm really not, but like, let's go into 30 with running at a moderate pace. And what better way to do that than completing an Ironman? And in my hometown where I spent a lot of summers there, I saw the whole thing, the whole event almost every year. seeing the energy, the camaraderie. And it's a place where I actually have a lot of family now, so it would be really cool to just be there. I think it's something that I would be able to be very proud of and kind of hang my hat on.
Yeah.
And
No,
again,
that's a cool one.
hit
Does that
30
start?
with some running.
Are you going to be, what are you going to do to work towards that? Are you going to try to do all three at once? Or are you going to break it into phases? Like, this year I'm going to work on my running. How does that?
Yeah,
Let's work this through. That 30 is closer than you think.
For sure. So you definitely got to hit it with. You got to break it out. If you go from 0 to nothing in a year span, like you're not going to complete this, or you might, but it might take you 20 hours. But it starts with like, again, I'm basically starting from ground zero. I haven't ran a mile, and I ran a mile like a couple months ago, but that's about it. So like, I'd want to complete, a 10K. I'd want to complete, work my way up to like a half marathon. And then, right before I kind of start doing the half marathon, I'd want to start introducing biking into that. And then I would want to do like the first triathlon, which is like the sprint, and then it goes Olympics, and I think it goes half Ironman. There might be one more in there that I'm forgetting, but once I kind of got pretty comfortable with the running and biking, not just each thing, but each thing kind of together. From what I've heard, if you have never biked then ran, it's completely different than just running. I mean, every time you run, you start with a fresh set of legs. Try biking, 20, 30 miles and then start running. Like, it's just very different.
What is the order? Is it biking, running, swimming?
Swim, bike, run.
That actually makes sense. You should get the swim out of the way. That's probably the most dangerous if you're fatigued.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've
bike,
always
run.
Pretty.
I think if I had to pick, I would go swim, run, bike.
I'd want to do that too.
I think I would do that.
I'd want to get on wheels as late as possible.
Yeah, right. I feel like you could kind of coast there, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I definitely just want to get into the habit of running at some point this year. Start the habit. I'm not looking to create a habit, but start the habit. And then by next year, do a sprint, which is basically the smallest triathlon you can do. The swim is so short, I wouldn't really need to practice a ton for it, because I've always felt like I'm a pretty good swimmer. And I've always looked at that number and been like, I've always been able to do that no matter how many times I haven't swum recently. But I've never.
Miles a long way on the water, man.
I'm not. Well, that's the sprint is like, it's like 400 meters, which is like,
okay.
Or it's like 800 meters. It's like something super easy. It might be 800 meters.
Still, it's further than you think.
It's
like,
further than
it's what?
Yeah. It's
32 laps on the pool.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but it's not easy either.
No,
but yeah,
no.
I agree. I think I look at the swimming and think, okay, I could do that. I might not be fast, but it'll be
yeah. And then you kind of get used to the transit. Like, the transitions are difficult. Like, obviously you don't do the transitions really ever. You would go on a bike and then stop, and then you'd go run at your own pace, but in kind of a race atmosphere. And then from there it's just kind of scaling up. So I've had 3 cousins that have done triathlons. One just finished a 70, a half Ironman. So I really just been leaning on them. I said, I've every family event I've had 2 this year. I'm constantly kind of asking a bunch of questions, and again, kind of feeling what they went through and how bad it was to train it all. And then,
man, I think you just got to do it.
Yeah,
you're thinking too much. You know how to do all 3 things.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, let's put some numbers to this. By the end of the year, let's get you running at least 20 miles
a week?
No, just by the end of the year, let's get 20 miles under your belt. You said you ran 1 mile in like the last year. Let's push it up to
20 total.
Total miles. Let's get you biking 50 miles and swim, I don't know, 2. Let's put some numbers on it or something.
Yeah. Well,
get you going in that way.
From now to the end of the year, complete an Ironman. I like that. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's a good goal. Just something you can hang your hat on and know that you are truly working that way, right?
Yeah, I like that.
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one.
But yeah, I want to
One.
hit 30 rolling. Again, that would be around the time where the idea of kids would probably pop in my head. And I want to be kind of in as best shape possible when that time comes. Because I mean, Mason looked pretty good when he had his first kid, so I've got to beat that. I've got to beat that thirst trap he's got.
I don't think you'll ever beat Mason, man. Don't matter how much you work out and how little he works out. That dude just got golden skin.
Yeah.
I've been trying to compete with that for years. No way.
It was half a joke, but if anyone hasn't seen it, you should go look at Mason's Instagram page of when his daughter was born, because it's thirsty. So, but yeah, no, I want to be as healthy as possible when the time comes having kids. It's just good.
Now.
Good health. Yeah, good health for the kids.
Yeah,
you know, increases all the chances and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, nice, man. What else? You have anything else for the prior to 30?
Nah, man, 30. That's it. That's the big one. Anything else doesn't matter. It's really just
triathlon.
Really, just doing that triathlon.
Yeah, no, that's good though. We'll find other things along the way, and if we're still doing this, it'll be fun to see how that has changed or where we are with these goals.
Yeah, we might have to do an emergency emergency podcast post Ironman at 30.
Emergency. We'll still be going.
Yeah,
this is a weekly thing, man.
Yeah,
we'll see, but it's good. It's good to have this documented, and we can keep each other accountable. And I think that's a fun one for you to do, is every once in a while kind of update where you're at on your Ironman by the end of the year. And
first thing you're gonna say next week is, hey, how many miles you got?
Man, I'll do it with you. I think that's a good one. I'll do it with you. That seems fun. Let's keep each other accountable and do that by the end of the year. It's just.
Do you remember during COVID?
During COVID. What did we do? We did 100 push-ups a day, and then we did like 200 squats a day.
I forgot. I think it was oh god,
sit-ups.
It was it Bo Jackson's like daily workout, and we'd fire the group chat like oh everyone's got a plank for 7 minutes today.
Yeah, that's right. We did planks. That was good. That was good fun.
Yeah. So
good way to keep each other accountable. And so we'll keep that updated. I think the swimming will be the hardest part for me. I don't have anywhere to swim, but
you have a lake, man. You have a lake.
Yeah, but how do I find that distance? Is the big thing.
Google Map. You got the Google Maps.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta put a buoy.
I'm gonna have
in the
to
water.
knock out the whole mile, or is it 2 miles? I'm gonna have to knock those out the second I get in the swimming pool, just so I know how far I swim. Yeah, that's a good one though. Let's do that and keep each other accountable on that. So are you good with the by 30?
Yeah.
So let's move on. This is getting to be a longer podcast, but it's good.
I want to have kids by the time 30.
Yeah,
you're going to. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Hey.
You want to move back to Arizona? Maybe our kids will hang out sometime. I don't know.
Screw you, Alyssa. That is going to happen. That is going to happen.
Hey. Don't screw her.
Sorry.
All right. So let's go. 10
years.
plus years. Let's say, not necessarily right on the 10 mark, just more something you want to accomplish in your lifetime. And it doesn't even have to be 10 plus. It's just something you want to do. More bucket list type items.
Yeah.
You wanna fire off a first one for me?
Yeah, this one I haven't told a ton of people about. It's got two parts to it. I've told some people about it. This is gonna
blow up. This is gonna blow up and get really famous. Are you sure you wanna drop this one?
Yeah, I'm saying the secret.
All right. Let's hit it.
So I wouldn't say recently, but halfway through my life, I'd say I had the dream of building my own house. And as I've gotten older and into the construction industry, I realized I really just want to design my own house. and I'll PM it, but I won't. I'll hand build some stuff, but I
You
don't really
you
want
don't
to
want
do.
to
I don't want.
hit the
I don't want
hammer.
to pour concrete. No, I mean I'll hit the hammer sometimes, but like pouring
Okay.
concrete, pouring slabs. I'm like I don't want to.
Hit the
I'm gonna
nail.
mess
Use
that
the
up.
hammer.
So yeah, I don't want to mess that up. So yeah, so there's things that I'll pick and choose that I feel comfortable doing, and then on top of that, I as much as I love Atlanta and Georgia now, the summers here stink, and I'm finding out firsthand being on site of a construction build. I grew up going to Idaho most of the summer. My parents would really like this week school would get out. My parents would kick me up to Idaho with my grandparents for a couple months at a time. Again, that was where I was born, which is nice. I really, really want nothing crazy, like truly kind of like cod small feel A-frame cabin, something super simple up north. Haven't decided yet whether it's Minnesota, Michigan, Maine. It could be Dakotas, like could be Idaho, Montana. It's just somewhere where we can spend
Yeah,
summers where it's
escape the
not so
heat.
miserable. Yeah, just
And
it's
so you're
it's
thinking
hard
the
to
main home.
enjoy. Go ahead.
You're thinking the main home will be Georgia. Is that the? I mean, this is 10
Uh,
plus. You don't have to make this decision now, but you're kind of leaning a certain way right now. I feel like
yeah,
is
yeah.
that Georgia?
Um, if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet on that. But I'm certainly not gonna say for sure. Again, life is such a windy road, so um, I don't know, but again, probably the betting favorite right now. So that's kind of my long goal. The main thing is obviously the main house. But I've always had in the back of my mind that I want a place where Mina's kind of experienced the same thing I have with growing up in Arizona. Summers aren't quite summer. I joke about it. I said summer has the best PR firm team ever because it's hot, it's muggy. The holidays are quote unquote overrated by a lot of people. I'm not saying that, but I think summer is a really, really awesome season. And I mean, you see it up there in Seattle. It's just a lot different than the South. Anywhere
Yeah, for
below
sure, for sure.
the Flagstaff tabletop line. So yeah, just definitely want to enjoy summers because they're damn fun. So
Definitely. Yeah,
all right,
that's a
Cam.
good one.
What's your big life goal past 10 years from now or longer?
It's tough to go so far out there when you say it like a goal. I think my ultimate goal at all of these is just to enjoy where I am in life at all aspects, and that doesn't have to be every day, but I want the vast majority of my days to be better uh, than the ones that aren't. And so I'd say that's the big one. And with that, I want to kind of been my theme for all of these is just to have some freedom to do things I want, and with that, I would like to continue to invest so I can retire early. Um, like I said, I'm not super passionate about the job I have right now. It does the job, and it pays what I think is decently fair, and um, I don't hate it. It's just it's not something I'm excited to come home to at the end of the day and continue to research. And I think that would be a good one. You know, that'd be a good find for me to find a job I truly enjoy. Um, but if not, I think I would like to retire early and uh, kind of live off similar to what you're saying, something that I built on the side, and then if that isn't as big as I'd like to, I think I could have fun refing. I've started doing that as of lately, and I come home and I'm excited about it. Like
Yeah.
I come home and I have more energy than when I left, even though I was just refing for the last 8 hours yelling at kids and parents and stuff. Um, it's fun to watch the kids play and um, feed off their energy and give them more energy, and I really enjoy that. And so maybe that's something I could do with somewhat of a semi-retirement type thing where, Alyssa and I can go travel. That would be the other 10 plus goal for me is to travel, and it's hard to put a number on it because I don't know exactly the places I want to go by then. But I've had Africa, Australia on the list for a while, and I'm hoping we'll knock one of those out next year, and then probably the other one pretty soon after that. And then so the number that I kind of put on it was just to visit all 7 continents by the end of my time here and really be a world traveler. I think I'm at 2.5-ish continents right now. I've been to North America. I've been to Europe, lived in both, and then technically I've been to Asia. I went to Istanbul, which is the only city in the world that's split between continents, and I think I touched the Asian side of Istanbul, which technically is Asia, but not to the degree that I would classify myself being a 3-continent traveler. So definitely want to explore all those. Get Antarctica. I heard some good things on the cruise. Some people were talking it up. So yeah, I want to explore and really see the world.
Where's do you have like pinpoint locations in each continent that you are like dying to go?
I do not.
Okay.
Australia is the only one I've really looked into. In 2020, I had a plan with to go to Australia and travel the whole East Coast, and so I had that all figured out. And then I convinced Mac to join, and he bought the ticket, and then I convinced Alec to join, and he bought the ticket, and then it got canceled in 2020. So none of us ended up going, but that's been in the mind since, and that's also kind of a part of the getting scuba certified was for that trip. And before I go, I would definitely want to get scuba certified. So if that is where Alyssa and I decide to have the honeymoon, we're kind of flirting with either Africa or Australia. And I haven't done any research on Africa. It's a big continent, and I don't know what's where, and there's a lot of stuff to see there. So yeah, well, hopefully I'll have the scuba before then, or I will have the scuba before then. And
damn right.
Yeah. Damn right. Yeah.
Well, is Madagascar still pretty high on your list to visit, or has that gone down?
Madagascar is cool too. I mean, both Madagascar and New Zealand are kind of while you're over there, might as well tag them on, to Madagascar to Africa and New Zealand to Australia. I mean, there's so many places on the list. That Vietnam, I know that's been on your list for a while. South America, see the Amazon. Antarctica is up there. We could go back and forth talking about places we want to go to. So that was kind of the point of the 7 continents, like just give my time or give my way of numeric putting numbers to my goal. So the 7 continents was just a way to visualize that.
No, I think there's just so many countries. I don't know how many people have actually
196, I think. 196 countries.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's a lot. I think especially with Antarctica being so popular now, I think it's a lot easier to obtain the 7 continents, obviously, than it's been before, and obviously in each country. But yeah, you and I have talked a lot about just travel and where we want to go. And I was curious if you have certain spots. I know Australia has always been pretty high. Actually, Bailey invited me to go to Australia this year, and I was like, he gave me like a 1-week heads up, and I was like, dude, I can't be gone for like 3 weeks.
You're passing up on life, Abe.
Yeah,
come on.
So Australia's big for me too because it's a huge golf. There's a little section on the southeast side of it where the golf is like unreal. So it's funny that I had an Australian roommate, and you want to go to Australia, and it's like it never really happened in 2020. But I feel like I'm
Yep.
closer than you are,
Maybe we'll see.
maybe. But no, New Zealand piques my interest way more than Australia.
Does it?
But yeah, that's awesome. Ken's a big traveler. He's in all 50 states. How many countries have you been to?
It's a good question. I don't have the number off the top of my head. Somewhere in the 20s, I think.
Yeah. So
I
that's
should.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a number that you're looking to get to for countries you visited, or again, just places?
No, it's more of just the places I want to go to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, countries are just borders. So it's more the places within the border that I want to get to. But Alyssa did get us that scratch off map where you go to places and you scratch them off. So maybe we'll have to see what the whole map looks like underneath that little scratch off place. But we'll see.
I like the pins more in that big map you have in your room.
Yeah.
Or you had in your room. That was my favorite. But that's awesome. So hey, next week, we're gonna be talking about really Arizona and the places we've lived. I know we kind of did a brief overview of our lives and our kind of our journeys. But I think this topic is kind of what sparked the idea for the podcast in my brain. Because I remember we were talking about Arizona and where we wanted to live, and just kind of going back and forth on different aspects that individually we saw and recognized in the places we've lived. So we're gonna kind of be diving into that, talking about that in Arizona, and again, like obviously I live in Georgia, and then you in Washington, and so yeah, I think it'll be a good podcast. It'll be a truly very subjective of just kind of how we viewed,
the good, bad, and the ugly of all the different places and the cultures they have there and the people. So I think it'll be a good one.
So I'm excited.